Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Welcome to the table topic session, first session for the new year. Table topics is the most challenging area in Toastmastering. That's because we have to think on our feet. 2 minutes to put our brains on our feet. Without much ado, let me start the session. The first speaker tonight would be Toastmaster Najla.
That's why you asked for my name.
All that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold.
All that glitters is not gold. I'm guessing because some of them are made of plastic and colorful sand that we produce. This is a metaphor, I would say. But I'm not sure. All those glitters is not gold. My perception of this, fellow Toastmasters, is that each person in this pile of glitter is unique in their own. They could be high up there nobles who achieve a lot, who go the distance when needed, and become that gold glitter. And then there are little people in the world who can't afford this. The little people in the world who are too poor, but only live by resolutions that they have every year. And those little tiny goals, trying to reach higher, just to be that little gold glitter. All that glitters, not all of them are gold. Each and every person are different in their own way. Each and every person have their own capacity. Each and every person can be gold, but some don't have the capability. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Najla. The second speaker tonight, Toastmaster Rajan. Once bitten, twice shy. Once bitten, twice shy. Toastmaster Rajan.
Table Talk Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and the good evening.
Good evening.
Once bitten, twice shy. Definitely, if you have some self-respect in you, and if you really value yourself, once somebody has said something harsh to you, or somebody has cautioned you about something, you would never want to go back and do that again and feel criticized. Or another way of looking at it is, if somebody said something to you and you were made to feel very small, and still you value what you said, you can stand by your words and fight. Either way, you have to make sure at the end you are the winner in this case, because when you are beaten, you have to fight back if you're right. And if you feel that you have made a mistake, you have to humble yourself and accept that fault and make sure in your life you never get that feeling again. Even I can relate a story to you. When I was very young, I was at a table and I was leaping across the table for something. And my father said, ask for it and you will get it. Up to date, when I want something from the table, I ask, can you please pass that to me? So, my sweet, you are always shy.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Third speaker, Toastmaster Sarah.
No, I don't.
Think before you lead. Think before you lead, Toastmaster Sarah.
What's with all this mind twisting? It's twisting my brain upside down, left and right. Anyway, think before you leap. I think before I leap. That's what I'm thinking. Before I tell you something. You never know what comes out of my mouth. So yeah, it is something good to follow, to think before you leap, because you never know, if you leap without thinking, you might end up in a sewage. I don't know why sewage. See, I'm not thinking. Could be a river, it could be an ocean, but I said sewage. This is what happens when you don't think. So let me think again before I leap. Think. This is what I don't usually do. Sorry. Why are you all laughing? I didn't say anything. Anyway, I do recommend you all to think before you leap. Do not be like me, who don't think before I say anything. But one thing's for sure, think.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah. The fourth speaker, Toastmaster Husni Amin. Empty vessels make noise. Empty vessels make noise. Toastmaster Husni Amin.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and the guests. Empty vessel, make noise. It is one of the true school. It's like whatever glitters is not gold. This is a proof. We meet a lot of people in this world, in our career, at home, everywhere. And some people make big noises, and some people make less noise. Have you heard the story of chicken? Just one egg makes a big noise. Whereas a tortoise lays thousands of eggs inside. So fellow Toastmasters, in our life also, we should see this example. Are we just going to shout, just propagate whatever we have done small or just do big and keep quiet and let others recognize what we have done and appreciate us. Good.
Thank you, Toastmaster Husni. And the last speaker for today's session is going to be Toastmaster Merita.
What?
Yes.
It's not my name, I'm Melita, not me.
Melita.
No.
Yes.
That's all right.
Melita.
Merita.
Yeah, she's a guest actually.
Do not judge the book by its cover. Do not judge the book by its cover. Toastmaster Merita.
Okay, stop saying it's easy. It's not easy for me. Okay. I think I'm supposed to say good evening to everyone. Good evening. Okay, do not judge a book by its cover. Okay. Probably the biggest living example for this would be me. Normally, when people approach me, they're like, oh, I mean, I don't know why, they get intimidated, apparently. And, but when they talk to me, they're like, they're not what I expected, because I'm not flattering my own self, but I'm kind of, I kind of try and like be the funny one and try and make everyone feel at ease. So I think it is important not to judge a book by its cover. One more example. I've said this before, like I've come for this one competition type thing of the Toastmasters, and it was a couple of weeks ago. And when my friend told me about Toastmasters, and he just told me that it's Toastmasters. In my head, I had this set image that was going to be a bunch of old people, quote myself again. And I was kind of very shaky, should I go or not? But then I ended up there, and I met this whole bunch of young, bubbly people, Najla, and the rest of them. And yeah, it felt really nice. So that's a really, it's an example of how we should never, was that mean? Okay, I think I'm still done now. Okay. So yeah, that's a really huge example, a very current example, like what I felt, that judging a book by its cover is not the way to go. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Najla, and a big thank you to all commentators. Another round of applause. With this table topic session is over, I hand over to Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmasters, for that. Those type of impromptu calls that you call the guests.